rough, hard on the street as kids. Some never dreamed that they'd be doing the bids. Now they're headed down that roll call, scared, trading time. They're doing 5 for the sentence that the judge gives. Some sit in the cells with their books. They use the time to feed their minds, don't care about the dirty looks. Yo, I take for what it took to be a crook. Push your head, yo, I'll never...
Hey everyone, welcome to a late night, Saturday night shoot the shit. And I am your host, Jason Rumble, and it's nice to see you all back. It's been a pretty good, I'd have to say, week in pro wrestling as far as some things are concerned, and I'm glad I'm coming to you this evening live on a Saturday night. And as always, I bring in the first person, and this week it is the AP to the O to the C, A-Punk. How you doing, buddy?
I don't know. I'm waiting for you to go on at 1 o'clock in the morning, you dumbass.
Hey,
I know, your schedule is more important than everybody else. I get it.
if you don't want to come on, you don't have to come on.
You're missing the point, you clown. You really are.
Summertime, brother. Summertime.
Summertime, my ass, dude. People, you have some respect. If I come up there and beat the crap out of you.
Buddy, I have family coming up here. It was my sister-in-law's fucking wedding anniversary. You're lucky I got away.
Well,
I had people come up here from Massachusetts. I was away last night. Like I said, nobody's getting paid. We come on here to have a friendly talk of pro wrestling. No insult if you can't come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you're the only one besides Pelly. No, I'm not. I'm not butthurt at all. I'm just telling you the way it is. Like Pelly is a man of God. He's up at it's an hour further in Canadian time right now.
What's up? Just here at the Siesta Rumble.
The Siesta
in Digby, Nova Scotia.
Oh, geez. What you doing? You had a night of wrestling?
Yeah, man. Russell, young kid from Ontario. We had a great match, man.
Oh, cool.
So all the boys are here at the Siesta. I don't know where Chittick is.
It's all right.
Just hold on, Rumble. Here.
No, I don't want. Hey,
this is Doug Robar, the promoter.
Hi, Doug Robar. How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. I've heard wonderful things.
All lies. Every single one of them's a lie.
I don't know. I trust my sources.
Good. Maybe next year you can invite me on up.
Absolutely, it's been talked about already.
Oh, all right. Good.
Looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it too, man.
All right.
Good luck on more of your future endeavors, pal.
Thanks. Yeah, I had a great match with the kid Andrew Love out of Oshawa, Ontario. Had a great match. And about 200 people there tonight, so.
All right. Well, listen, pal, why don't you enjoy your evening and catch up with us next week?
Yeah, I'm gonna abuse Rumble for a little while.
Enjoy your evening. Tell everybody I said hello, and thank you to introducing me to the promoter.
Oh, not a problem. I think Doug's looking forward to meeting you and having you come up here.
Good.
Said absolutely.
Excellent.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
I look forward to it. Have a good one, pal.
All right, see you guys
Adam
later.
Jack Pelly, otherwise known as Sidewalk Sam, everybody. We'll see him next week.
At midnight.
Probably. So the past two Friday nights have been pretty interesting.
I'm waiting for Fingers to come on live and
Monday night. It wasn't until really I had sat and talked with Capelli on Thursday night as we do talking from the cheap seats.
Yeah.
I must have been half asleep at the end because I watched Monday Night Raw. I started watching at 9:30, but I watched DVR, obviously. So the last hour was right around, midnight-ish for me. And I didn't notice Dexter Loomis in the at all.
Well,
very, very interesting. What's
Well,
your take on the Dexter Loomis, and where do you see him fitting in?
I think it's fucking brilliant, to be honest with you.
Yep.
It's nobody knew what the hell was going on. They just thought it was just an accident. That's the way they made it played out to be.
Yep.
I didn't catch it live because I had to be up at 3:00 in the morning to go to work. But when I saw the replay, I'm like, oh, this is great. Like, it's just, if you noticed, like last night, I don't know if you watched SmackDown or not.
I heard a little. I am gonna make it a point to watch SmackDown.
The Gunther and Nakamura match.
Yep.
There ain't nobody touching that. That match was incredible. That wasn't sports entertainment. That was a wrestling match.
Yep.
And then the promo he cut afterwards, he used terms match, wrestler, title belt, shit that hasn't been said on WWE TV in a very long time.
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder where Cody Rhodes fits in all this because, before McMahon retired, Cody Rhodes was the golden boy to take the titles off of Reigns. Now you got Karrion Kross in the mix. And I think that they're probably going to split the titles and give one to Karrion Kross because he deserves it after what he was treated by Vin Man. I think the Dexter Loomis thing is just going to be. I honestly think that if they push him right, he could be the next Undertaker with this gimmick. I really do because he does it so well. He does it so well. Like nobody knew what the hell was going on, and then at the very end when they ripped his hood off and it was him, I was like, "That's fucking amazing! It's amazing." They worked me. And usually I see shit like that coming. I had no clue, zero, until I saw the footage of him with his hood off.
Yeah.
I mean, who's next? I mean, I didn't like Hit Row from the beginning. I don't like B-Fab. Top Dollar, I think, to me, is better off on a singles run.
Yeah.
Adonis doesn't do nothing for me.
Well, you can't bring back Swerve. He's one half of the tag team champions in the.
No, not yet. Not yet. They can't. Do I think that Triple H has got more surprises up his sleeve? I honestly think that you're going to see Bray Wyatt back in WWE.
Well, that's one thing that Capelli did talk about the other night. That Fightful is usually one of the ones that seem to be pretty much accurate. Yeah, that there's been talks about bringing Bray Wyatt back.
But where do they bring him back? Do they bring him back just on a SmackDown or a Raw, or do they bring him back at a pay-per-view?
There's also rumblings of Strowman. Where do they fit all these people, Guy? Why are they not just concentrating on what they have and not, you know what I mean?
Well, because I think what they have is not enough, to be honest with you. Like, they let go so much more talent than we probably realized. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see Strowman coming back because I think he wants to concentrate on his control of shit narrative, which all the power to him.
But what does that do when it's not in any major promotions? So nobody's picked it up. So what money is it actually making?
It's not.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
what's to say that Triple H isn't down for, like, what if Bray Wyatt was to come back just as a meaner version of a normal himself with his?
That's the talk that's going around that because they ruined the Fiend so bad that you can't bring the Fiend back. Like, you need to bring him back as either Wyndham Rotunda or bring him back as Bray Wyatt and bring back, the Wyatt family. Strowman.
I think he needs to. I would think he would need to shoot talk. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, a lot of Karrion Kross shoot talk. They told him to do that. And he did it. I mean, there's a lot of from the looks of it, and from what I see from the outside looking in, there could be some major heat between Vince, uh, Stephanie, and Triple H because they're just going against the whole grain of what WWE what has been for the past 10 years, and
But they can. That's the thing, Mike. Why? What? You know what I'm saying?
right. Well, I mean,
I don't think it's heat. I think it's more or less that Triple H and everybody said it. No matter what the numbers are, Triple H took a developmental brand and made it just as big as a mainstream brand, and everybody from that developmental brand that competed against the mainstream brand is now top players in said major brand. If you think about it, Aleister Black,
well, Aleister Black's
maybe
not a
not
major player. Listen, I don't care what anybody says. Aleister Black is what he is. He's a mid carder.
I like what House of Black is doing is
I'm
in
not saying I
AEW.
don't like it. I'm just saying he ain't making no freaking waves over in AEW. You know what I mean? The thing of it is that Triple H has proven his point that with NXT it wasn't a fluke.
That's what I mean. So I think with the turnover of the main roster and him doing this, I believe, yes, it's Vince. Why didn't you just listen to me and trust me that these guys that we had, and but then again, it's Vince McMahon. That's his baby. He's heard 1,010 different times that, trust me, we can do this. Trust me, we can do that.
But you also have to understand that Vince is also 70-something years old and set in his ways, and
he's lost touch with the wrestling. Yes,
right.
But I like Capelli's point that he brought up on the gorilla position. The topic he brought up.
Who knows? I mean, is he sick? You still got clowns out there saying that Vince McMahon's running things from home. No, he's not.
Why?
Yeah, there's like Vince Russo and Kurt Angle said it. Like, no, he's not. He's got nothing to do with WWE anymore. He can't. He's in so much hot water. He retired to protect the business. That's why he retired. He retired to protect WWE. Could he be sick? Yeah. You never know. He's 77 years old. There could be something going on with him.
I look at it this way. I like the points that Capelli made. Is you're talking about a guy that fought the federal government and for not just having steroids, but being accused of steroid distribution to his performers, which basically could have set him life behind bars.
Well, right. Do I believe
so he was willing to step up to it?
Right.
And the thing is, I think the thing is what people. I know it's adultery is adultery. It's not. It is bad. I'm not condoning it, but it wasn't like Vince McMahon is covering up affairs with underage women. He's paying off basic girlfriends that he had over the years, and I understand it's a publicly traded company. That money's not his.
I wasn't going to say that.
But
I was not going to say that. What I was going to say is the steroid era was a different time, different culture.
Yeah,
this culture going on right now, they're canceling people left and right. There's no way that he could have stayed in control of WWE and fought this. And if he lost, WWE was done. He did the right thing by giving it to his daughter and Triple H.
Now, see,
I'm sorry.
I don't think he gave anything to anybody. I think it ended up being that way. Like, he didn't put Triple H in charge. The people who are on the board made the decision on who is who.
I don't buy that.
And
Because
then
he owns 80% of the stock. What he says goes. I don't care who the board might ask. If you are 80% owner of a company, you can tell the board to go pound sand
I
up their
believe
ass
that.
sideways.
Yeah, I believe that.
So
That's why to me, spending my own money and having to get it board approved is like, who the fuck? Who are you? And the reason why I paid these women off, and hear me out, is because it's known that it was not known, and the family never wanted it to be known that Linda's been out of the house for 20 years. This is a huge reason why Vince went to pay these women off is because it protects Linda and her political career.
right.
The last girl, the reason what brought it on, and this is his girlfriend right now, who's still with Vince McMahon. The latest one is Vince McMahon's girlfriend and is still with her. She's not working for the company no more, but it's Vince McMahon's girlfriend.
But
She's the one that went from a $500,000 job to almost $2 million in a 6-month span.
but you got the whole thing. Everyone has to. It's evident that everybody has their skeletons in their closet.
Yeah, I get you.
I didn't know until today that Linda McMahon was out of the house for 20 years. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No clue. So if you go back to when she was involved in the business, they weren't even together then.
Basically, at the day she started her political aspirations, she had been out. That's when after she was elected a year later, she had been out of the house, and it was excused that she had her own downtown Manhattan her own luxurious Manhattan penthouse.
You imagine if she divorces him, she could take half that company.
Yes.
Whether there's a board or not, she could take half that company. See, that's what people don't understand. I can see if he owned 51% of the company or 50% of the company, and then he had a board to answer to, but he owns 80% of the company. If he didn't want to leave, he could say to the board, kiss my ass, I'm not going anywhere. I firmly believe Capelli made a point. He could be sick, something could be going on, but I believe that he did it to protect the WWE company brand. So he stepped back, stepped down. He gave control to Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. Like, I don't even consider Tony Khan like one of the bosses. It's all Triple H and Stephanie right now.
You mean Nick Khan?
Nick Khan. Whatever, I'm sorry. Did I say Sideshow Bob's name?
Yes. Even though that probably inside Joe Bob's mind would be his dream job.
Right. To fuck up WWE because he's fucking up AEW big time.
Got a good couple of he's got a couple of good matches for All Out. I'll say that.
Yeah, but they're running scared right now, and you know they are.
Well, if the WWE starts utilizing their wrestlers the right way, of course.
Let me tell you something. If WWE goes back to professional wrestling, AEW's done. Done. There's some stuff they're still doing that kind of irks me. The whole Maxim model agency, I just can't get behind it.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I want to see.
I want to see him go back to either LA Knight or go back to Eli Drake.
Yeah, Eli Drake. Well, I liked. I actually liked the other one.
So another thing, and I'm going to prove my point that I've been right all along. Did you see the Shawn Michaels interview?
Yes.
Shawn Michaels has been running NXT since Triple H left. Not McMahon and not Pritchard.
He said where would they how would they ever have the time to come and run NXT?
So Capelli can suck it and so can't Forbes. Because I was right. Yeah.
even if he's running it, could he be told what to do, what he needs to do?
No, I think they left it in his hands, and it's still in his hands.
They left it in his hands to become that shitty.
I think. Well, I think Vince wanted to make a change from black and gold, but after that, he told Michaels it's on him because it is shitty. I don't even watch it anymore, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't watch NXT no more.
Rumor also has it, and I read this today, that they're giving back wrestlers their names. Austin Theory's getting his name back. Tommaso Ciampa's getting his name back, and supposedly
Riddle.
Yeah. And also T-Bar's going back to Dijak.
Oh, good. Because they did something new with Mace.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, didn't they put him in the modeling gimmick?
Yeah, it's stupid. Can you imagine if Keith Lee was still here and Triple H took over? The battles that him and Dijak would have? Oh my God, it'd be great. It'd be great. So we'll see what happens. I think that by Royal Rumble you'll see Bray Wyatt back in WWE.
Yeah.
I
read today that Drew McIntyre has a back injury.
That's why they're implicated. There's implications that Cross is going to end up. It's going to end up being a 3-way.
Why are they like? You were one of the ones that was a firm believer that Cross got exposed on his time up on the main roster.
He got exposed by Adam Cole.
Okay.
They could have protected him better. But that interview by Adam, that face-to-face by Adam Cole exposed him tremendously. Just because he's back and they're pushing him the right way doesn't mean that I'm behind him 100% and think he's a great wrestler, because I still don't think he's a great wrestler.
I watched a couple of his matches when he went back on the Indies, and I thought he was a lot better than I seen.
Don't be surprised if you don't see Matt Cardona back in WWE.
The one thing I liked is that they let Scarlett Bordeaux come out with him, and they made it part of the gimmick.
Well, listen. So here it is. Here it is in a nutshell. Adam Cole exposed him when they did that feud. McMahon saw that and said, "You know what? This kid's junk. I'm gonna fucking bury him as best I can and put him in a fucking dominatrix outfit and make him lose to fucking Jeff Hardy in 3.5 seconds." Which, in our reality, if you're pushing him as a monster, he should have destroyed Hardy.
Yeah,
destroyed him. And then he barely beat Keith Lee, which made more sense because Keith, the size difference.
Yeah,
but if you're going to bring him up from the main roster as the NXT champion and bury him like that, his first match in, McMahon didn't like him, couldn't stand him, whatever the heat there was. And then put him in a stupid fucking dominatrix gimmick, whatever, you know what I mean? He looked like a bad gay porn.
What if it was just animosity towards Triple H?
I think that's what I'm saying. I kind of believe that.
That's why I honestly believe that there's heat that we don't know about. And Triple H.
Oh, God, yeah.
Triple H's appointing position was not realistically made by Vince.
But if you notice, every person that McMahon shit on and pushed out the door is now back.
Well, if you notice, John Laurinaitis got fired.
Yes, well, he should have.
Yep.
Because he's heavily involved in that whole sex scandal as well.
Yeah, Bruce Pritchard's the only one left, and that's because Triple H and Stephanie they want to keep him around because they want him to eat crow.
Yeah.
And
Kevin Dunn's gone.
What?
Kevin Dunn's gone.
Kevin Dunn is still there.
You sure about that?
Yep. The only one that realistically is left with clout was John Laurinaitis, and they left it, and that's been it. Kevin Dunn is there, but they've buried him.
Right. Okay.
They've buried him. Bruce Pritchard is the only one that is working backstage. And I'm not, Capelli had told me the other night what his official new, but Kevin Dunn, they say with the way that they're discouraging him, that he might end up leaving just on his own.
He should. That regime is just the shits.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, it's kind of funny how all of a sudden creative is now coming out with good shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's because Vince McMahon's not tearing it up 60 minutes prior to airtime.
Right.
You know, I think Triple H has probably got a good. I think you'll see Billy. You'll see Road Dogg back pretty soon backstage. I think you're going to see Dean Malenko back with them.
I think Malenko's signed to AEW, isn't he?
Yeah, he's with AEW, but I'm guaranteeing that once their deals are up, they'd probably rather come back and work.
There's going to be a lot of boys are going to be going back to WWE once their contracts are up in AEW.
I can see it, but you just have to have enough spots for them.
Yeah, well,
you don't want to overcrowd yourself and have the same thing.
I just think that Triple H is making things right with the people that got let go for no reason. I think Bray Wyatt's one of them.
Yeah,
I think Bray Wyatt's going to end up back in WWE, and he's going to get the push that he deserves.
So you really think that the title, they're going to, because they don't mention brand split no more. That's why I believe that they're going to create.
Well, USA's been bitching about not having a title, so I think USA's pushing to. They're doing a draft again. Why, I have no idea.
Says who?
It's been said more than once this week that they're about to do another draft. I firmly, again, this is what I've been hearing, that USA is not happy that they don't have a title, a world title on television. So, do I think that? I think down the road, I think at Survivor Series you'll see Karrion Kross challenge Roman Reigns for the Raw title.
And you envision him going on Monday Night Raw?
Yep.
I like one belt.
Oh, I do too, but how often is Reigns on Raw? Never.
Well, right now he's Hollywood.
No.
He's doing other endeavors.
Well, then take the title off him then. You're running a wrestling company now. You're not running a sports entertainment company. You're now back to you're letting wrestling terms being said on TV. Michael Cole has said more than once about being a wrestler. Like, then take the titles off him.
Okay.
And that's just me being a wrestling fan. If he's Hollywood right now and he's doing part-time work, take the titles off him. They should have did that. They shouldn't have given it to Brock, because in our reality, who can beat Brock? Nobody. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And to me, and again, Reigns is a great heel, but he's a five move chump. That's all he is. He doesn't really have a plethora of wrestling maneuvers. It's punch, kick, suplex, Superman punch, spear. We're done.
Yeah, but all the greats have had just 5 moves.
No, I understand that. I'm not saying he's a great heel. But as a wrestler, he's limited. That's what I'm saying. If he's going to be Hollywood and work a part-time schedule, take the titles off him.
Yeah. Who's the next guy in line? Who's the guy right now that you think could?
I thought it was Cody Rhodes, but who knows now? I mean, shit got turned upside down once McMahon left. McMahon brought Cody Rhodes in to take the titles off of Reigns. That was probably the plan until he got hurt.
And you don't think that Triple H and Stephanie have the same plans for Cody?
Nope. I think there's animosity when he broke the throne. And again, I said this last week, they talk every day, but I still think there's a little heat there. I think now that Cross is back, and if they bring Bray Wyatt back, it's going to be one of those two. Because yes, Cody got screwed over big time. They put in the Stardust gimmick, but Bray Wyatt got screwed over even more. They made the Fiend look like the biggest chump going.
Oh, well, all right. So see, I have to say this. Why do you feel that Cody Rhodes being Stardust was him getting screwed?
Because if you read some of the articles that the interviews that he's done and stuff like that, I just think that McMahon didn't have faith in him in the beginning, and there was a lot of heat with Dusty and McMahon over the years, if you remember correctly, because Dusty Rhodes would just push back. Do you know what I mean? So, do I think that McMahon kind of took it out on the kids? Yeah.
If you didn't like Dusty, though, why would you make a guy like that the head of your developmental territory?
I don't have an answer for that one. Because Dusty always had a great mind for the business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then Triple H learned from Dusty. I don't give. Triple H can say, "Oh, McMahon taught me everything I know." I think it was Dusty Rhodes that taught him because, look, I mean, dude, when he was in charge of NXT, he was beating Raw. He was beating Raw by a lot every week. Every week he was beating Raw. Every week. So now he's in charge of all creative, and it's got that NXT vibe. It really does. Like, it has that NXT vibe.
It sounds to me, though, that still by the voice of people that SmackDown still has that one ingredient over Monday Night Raw.
Give it time. Give it time. Rome was not built in a day.
I say that all the time. I'm a believer, though. Right now, I think that Monday Night Raw looks more towards pushing the women's division.
Well, they're both pushing the women's division.
No, but this is just from when I read results and I look at things, it seems to me that Monday Night Raw makes more of an adamant point to focus on the women's division.
No, don't forget Sasha and Naomi are coming back soon too.
Yeah, I heard that. I've heard that. That ought to be interesting.
So rumor has it that Hit Row was never released; they were sent home.
Okay,
that's what I read. And it wasn't from Ringside. Fightful had said something about it too, that they weren't released; they were just sent home.
So what would that mean for Swerve Scott? Wouldn't that mean that Swerve
Scott was fired for some? Okay. I think Swerve got fired because he went against what they told him to do. I forgot it was about. They told him not to do something, and they did it anyways. So he took the bullet, and the other three were sent home. Because don't forget, Top Dollar was still doing he did another season of, after he was supposed to be released, he did another season of WWE Treasures.
Oh, all right. I didn't know that. I didn't even know he was on Treasures.
Yeah. So
what does he do on Treasures?
He's the one that goes around with the people looking for the stuff that's been lost.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's how he was first. That's how he was first introduced to WWE, and then he ended up showing up on NXT with Hit Row.
Who do you think they bring in as a rapper to fill the Hit Row thing, or do they just change the gimmick altogether?
I think they're gonna bring up Carmelo Hayes and put him with them.
And Carmelo's gonna be the rapper.
Nope. I think he just fits right in with them.
Then what do they do with the other kid?
Chuck Williams.
Yeah.
Who knows? He's not that good, anyways. The last time I talked to Christian and I had a conversation with him, he wasn't feeling it being with him. And I said to him, I go, they're just doing what you did when you were with Chaotic. They're just giving you somebody to feed off of. I said, just go with it for now. So I think that he'll end up, and I've heard that rumor from a few places that they're going to end up they might bring up Carmelo Hayes to be with Hit Row.
I would think that they would be looking for rhyming. You know the thing is,
Cena's going to be the fourth member.
No, I would honestly, if he wasn't so comedical, Ron Killings would be good for them.
Yeah.
If Ron Killings could get hit off the head with the sledgehammer and it would make him mean again, and he would be like a manager of some sort, make the girl a singles competitive wrestler, make the two others, make the big dude and the smaller dude a tag team with Ron Killings as like their leader.
Yeah.
With Hit Row, now you know. We'll punch you on the go. Like I could picture Ron Killings and you know.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, like I said, give it time. I like, you know, I don't know. Did I think it was a huge surprise that Hit Row came back? I don't think it had the same effect as, you know, Karrion Kross did.
It was a huge. I'll be honest. It's a huge surprise to me when I seen that. I was like, oh wow. I was like, I go, man, Swerve Scott just stayed home just another couple of months. He'd probably have his job back.
Well, again, Rome wasn't built in a day. Give it time, because we'll see what happens.
Yep, it's very interesting to see where the WWE will be. There's not another pay-per-view until the
Castle, which is 3 weeks, and then after that, isn't it Survivor Series?
Yeah. And I believe they're bringing back a pay-per-view. I was reading.
That I have not heard.
Like No Way Out or something like that. One of the old school ones.
Well, I think don't they have to do a filler between the Survivor Series and Royal Rumble.
That they do.
So
they do.
I'm looking forward to the next couple of months to see what happens. Like, you know, Gargano should be back soon, and so shouldn't the Fiend.
Gargano has more and more stuff though. Merch he's putting out on his own, on that wrestling t-shirt, wrestling t-shirts.com or whatever it is there.
Yeah.
He just released 3 new Gargano wrestling buddies.
Doesn't mean anything.
I know it don't mean nothing, but when you can make good paper money on your own, what? As much as you love,
he's not working anywhere though. He's not working anywhere.
But his merch money, and he's doing a successful podcast right now that he's making money off of right now.
I know, but other than that, he's not working. He's not working. He's not wrestling anywhere. He did a one-time deal with TNA. That was
it was just for a favor. That's all it was.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, what if he's enjoying his time off, though? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he could be. I mean, you know, AEW can't fit what they have in. Sonny Kiss was finally on TV after almost 2 years of not being on TV.
Oh, they brought Sonny Kiss back?
Yeah, turned her heel.
Okay.
Or him, whatever he is.
I'm very intrigued by the Moxley CM Punk match, man. If you listen to Busted Open Radio, it's being said Bully Ray believes that both of the boys, there was something that wasn't supposed to happen, and it occurred when they shouldered each other, and it was said he believes Moxley went into business for himself.
I don't see. I don't. I believe that. I don't. I can see that happening. Because honestly, CM Punk's a fucking annoying Karen right now. To be honest with you.
That's that's basically he believes he did it because he wanted to. He's like, listen to my pop. Moxley meaning, it was such a great, good match. And then Bully goes, he goes, Bully Ray goes, and I'm one of the boys. And he goes, I'm going to tell you, by the time that confrontation ended, I forgot even why the two were in, how the two were even in the ring. Meaning he had forgotten that Moxley had just wrestled Jericho.
Yep.
So he goes, that whole moment, he feels bad for Jericho because that whole moment now, nobody remembers that. Yeah, means absolutely nothing.
CM Punk is, I've seen some of these stuff that he's another one that said that he doesn't believe Vince is retired. Dude, let it go. You left, you hated WWE, you left, right? You can't stand Triple H. He takes over, and they're now making AEW look like the indie fed that they really are, and you're stuck there. And you really want to go back to WWE, but you can't.
I think it's funny that he doesn't like Triple. What's his beat with Triple H?
I don't know. Triple H
wasn't it Triple H that helped bring him back and negotiate and get the negotiation of getting In Living Color to give him the rights to the music.
But he still shits on him. So he shit all over him at one of the Comic-Cons. That he shit all over WWE. He shit on Vince. He shit on Triple H. But deep down in reality, you want to be back there because WWE is about to put a rocket on their asses and shoot to the moon. The AEW signed that Parker or whatever his name is, Heartland. Dude, I watched 2 of his matches. He's not good. I can see why they let him go. He's not good. He's a stiff, fumbling, bumbling, giant ass in the ring. He's no Brock Lesnar, that's for sure.
No, but he wasn't. Can I tell you? Do you know he wasn't even a college wrestler? He's a football player. He failed out of college. That's why he ended up in the WWE developmental program.
Yeah, I know that.
He failed out of college, and his agents are the one that steered him to go back to the WWE Performance Center because watch for him to be in the XFL. Or you would have watched for him to be in the XFL next year. Because he still has aspirations of being a lineman in the NFL, a football player.
Well, he should, because wrestling's not for him. He's so awkward in the ring, it's pathetic.
Yeah, I don't watch Rampage.
Dude, I watched one match. I watched one match online that he came back for a battle royal, and he literally almost hurt 4 people that he hit because he just doesn't know how to throw anything.
Wow.
I mean, the reason why they let him go is because he was not developing fast enough. That's the reason why they let him go.
Well, that's one of the main reasons why they're not there. And what made the determining point on this college thing that they got going on?
They signed one person from that
tryout.
One person, because he has the ability to be a wrestler. Everybody else got hurt, concussions. That's why Triple H said we're going back to indie wrestlers.
Yep. I don't blame him. He had a couple of good junior heavyweights that really would have been good at NXT, man. He let Blake Christian go, who's a good one, and Alex Zane, I believe his name is, or something like that, who
Yeah.
wrestles for GCW, who's going to be huge in Japan right now. They let some good guys. They let a couple of really good guys go.
Well, all I can say is that Triple H is fixing the ship. The people who got released for no reason, he brought back.
I wonder if Mia Yim will be next on his list.
Nope, she's going to stay with her husband. I can guarantee you that.
She's in Impact right now.
Yeah, you dude. There's no room for anybody in AEW. He can't even get all his talent on TV.
Sideshow Bob, poor guy. And you know what the sad point is? Is there's tons of good talent. And he's trying to give Billy Gunn's boys a rub, and they suck.
Yep. And you know what else he did? He dropped the ball on MJF. I'm gonna tell you that right now. MJF has been off TV for way too long. He should have been back by now.
Yeah.
Drop that ball.
And now Wardlow's in a war with somebody totally new.
Yep.
So Absolutely. It's like not even known.
He went to and if you really look at it, he's rehashing all old WWE gimmicks, like the pipe bomb from MJF. Punk already did that.
Yeah.
Now they're doing the dual champions. It's already been done with Punk and Cena.
Yeah.
Come on, be original, you clown. And that's why everyone, you guys wonder why I shit on AEW from the beginning, because I saw it for what it is, a super indie fed. That's all it is.
Well, I know that another one of the matches that's going to be probably good will be Daniel Bryan versus Chris Jericho at No Way Out, whatever the name of their next pay-per-view is, that'll feature the main event being...
Yeah, because it's Daniel Bryan and freaking Chris Jericho.
I think the Punk and John Moxley match ought to be very entertaining.
You got 4 former WWE guys that know what they're doing.
Yep. I just got done watching the GCW pay-per-view, and the main event was Effie versus John Moxley, and at the end of that match, Moxley was challenged by Nick Gage, and I wasn't able to listen, but it's called Homecoming, so it's a 2-day show. So I believe tomorrow at 4:00, the main event for that show, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe the main event for that show is going to be Nick Gage versus John Moxley. And if that is, you will see Nick Gage become the new GCW World Heavyweight Champion, because I think that Sideshow Bob is starting to listen to other people and saying, why are you letting your superstars that you count on, that you really need for your television, why are you letting them do other shows?
Well, he hasn't re-signed Moxley yet either. Moxley's contract was up 2 months ago.
Oh, really?
Working on a handshake deal right now. You think Moxley doesn't want to go back to WWE? Guarantee he does now.
Not unless I'll be honest with you. No.
Don't think so?
Nope. I think Moxley's happy doing what he's doing right now. Unless you tell him he can be as wild, you would have to really, H would have to and I'll be honest with you, if you got Karrion Kross right now going after he has to feud with either. He would have to go in right away and feud with Roman, or the B person would have to be Seth.
I bet you Regal's kicking himself in the ass right now, because he'd be back in power if he didn't sign with AEW.
Yeah, but what's his deal really?
I don't
You
know,
know?
but he was a Triple H guy.
Yeah. But he wanted to leave the WWE.
They fired him.
They fired him.
Yeah, they released him. He didn't ask to be released. They let him go.
All right. See, I thought his contract was up, and he didn't want to
No,
renegotiate his contract because he
that
was
was
afraid of his
Cesaro.
health. Okay.
Cesaro didn't renegotiate his contract. Regal was let go.
Interesting. I wonder, is a guy like, do you think a guy like Cesaro might be kind of regretting? You think so?
Absolutely. Because he came out with Game Busters. Now he's not really doing much on AEW right now. Same thing with Miro.
Yeah.
You know, Miro's off TV for almost a year. Now he's involved in a feud with the House of Black, but
Yeah.
after that's over, what? You know what I mean? I'm sure if Miro had the opportunity to go back to WWE, he'd go back. Because he'd get pushed right.
Well, I look at it this day. There's technically right now only one legit world gold belt. And I like it that way because I believe if anything, if USA was so concerned about having a world championship, I would.
And this is what I read being reported by Fightful Select, but mind you.
Okay. I would believe that if Monday Night Raw is so concerned about having a world title, I myself, and this is just me, I would just get rid of that 24/7 championship.
They are.
Okay. And I would have the world television title. And I would have that belt mainly defended every week on Monday Night Raw.
Well, they could do that too, but from what I understand, that Triple H hates the 24/7 title, and he's getting rid of it.
I don't doubt he should.
It's a joke.
I thought sometimes when they wrote right, they did some funny things with it, and I understand it's a joke.
They were trying to redo the hardcore title.
Not only that, but I believe that the reason why they did that is because you could get 17 people exposure in 2 minutes on TV. Yes.
Yeah. No, I get it.
So with that aspect in mind, I believe with that aspect, it's a brilliant thing. But when it comes to it, it was a shitty thing to have to watch.
Who has it now? Dana Brooks?
Yeah, I don't like that. Why would they? You know what I mean? And Vince's company is such a non-male versus female.
It's always been that way too.
Yes, and I hope it stays that way because the day that I start seeing male versus female violence in the WWE, I will switch the channel until I know that it's not that. I don't ever want my kids to be able to watch that. I don't believe it's explainable.
I get it.
When they're old enough to understand that wrestling's a work, that's okay. But right now at this age, I don't want it. I think it's a horrible message to send a child, especially the WWE, even if it becomes pro wrestling once again, will still be a kids based company that a father watches with his kids.
Right. No, I get it. But I from what I've read and some of the interviews that he's done, he's looking to bring it back to wrestling, and it should, because that's what got them where they are now, is being a professional wrestling company and beating the ever living crap out of WCW.
I think a lot of it had to do with their entertainment aspect too. A lot of their skits helped beat. I don't think it was. I don't think it was just wrestling that beat them. I believe it was the skits that they did also that beat. I know what you mean. You don't gotta. I know what you mean. But what I'm saying is a lot of it too. Adam Luce, I'd love to come on and talk someday. Adam, I'll get you on here, buddy, one day. I'm very sorry to hear about your. I believe it was your sister that passed on.
Yes.
Very sorry to hear about that, my friend.
Yes, we
I
all
hope
are.
I hope everything is going good for you right now, or as best as it possibly can be. You know, I it's just good. Wrestling is good right now.
Oh,
Pro
yeah.
wrestling in
Yeah.
general, like I put, we're at a good spot right now in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, like I know you're not an AEW fan, but the other night I will say this: when watching the AEW show,
Fell
it,
asleep.
you know, I don't watch it live, so I just like I don't watch WWE live. It takes me 2 days for both shows. So when I seen CM Punk come back in this day and age of keeping good kayfabe, because it wasn't out there was no reports of Punk coming back this week.
Oh, he was limping around just 2 weeks ago at the Comic-Con.
So with him coming back this week, I was like, all right, AEW match wise is giving a match that is going to be a really good contest. And then to say that they got another solid match on there.
So,
And if Miro and Aleister Black go at it, I believe Miro and Aleister Black will be a solid match. I believe right now they're competing to have a good pay-per-view card. And if done right, they have good talent that I don't call it competition-wise. I think that it's like, say you and I are on opposite brands or companies, it don't matter. I think it's kind of cool bickering back and forth that my company drew 900,000 viewers, your company drew 110 million, views.
try Raw. Let's do this again. Raw did 2.1 million.
Wow.
SmackDown did over 3.
Really?
Yeah. You know why it's going so well? Because everybody wants to see what Triple H is going to do next.
Yeah. Good.
So
They're
listen,
not quite attitude era numbers, but
no,
they're close.
You can't really bring back the attitude.
Yeah. I know that. I understand that. But you can bring back competitive matches with some really good television.
Listen, since Triple H is taking over, I told you it's got that takeover vibe. The matches have been on point. Like when you watch SmackDown and you watch Gunther versus Nakamura, you're gonna be like, "Holy crap!" Because Gunther was laying the hands.
I'm about as when you and I call this a wrap in approximately 120 seconds from now. I am going to put it to there. It's a good show this week. There really wasn't much. Two dudes just talking some pro wrestling, like two friends just getting together for an hour and just
So we're gonna go off
talking
topic.
some pro wrestling.
I ended up getting a new machine.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can see it or not. This is what I can do now. Full color.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Cool, buddy. And what's that cost you to make?
The machine was $6,700, but it costs me probably $3, and I can sell it for 20.
Yeah, I know. I understand that.
Yeah.
I have a company right now that for the school, it's a 3-foot wide.
Yeah.
And then they sell you the 8-foot roll and however many you can fit on and on the roll, and you cut them out, and they're 15-second heat presses, and they're guaranteed over I think it's either 500 or 1,000 washes, something like that.
Yeah.
and I got 11-inch logos for t-shirts. Then I got
11 inches wide or 8 inches
it's
wide.
like 11. Yeah, it's like it's like big enough centerpiece. They call it 11s.
All right, so yeah, so it's 11 by 11 is what you're saying.
Okay, so I got 11. Yeah, so I got the 11. Then I got, which was something about the logo was probably about this big.
Yeah.
I think that was 5.5 or a 6.
Yeah.
And then I got minuscules, which are 2.5s, so they can be put right on hats. And it's the new logo at our high school. I paid $189 for that roll, and there was like, say, 25 big logos, 50 of the 6 inches, and then I think I got like 75 of these teeny weenies, and it's as much as you can put on there. And I'll tell you, it was the material itself, because it's a different way to put it on, because it's not vinyl, it's a heat, it's like an iron-on type of thing. I had to learn
vinyl.
it.
It's
so
vinyl.
I had a.
I'm telling you, it's vinyl. It's a soft vinyl. Yeah.
Okay.
So the next time you want to do that, let me know, because I have a 20-inch roll by 75 feet.
Okay.
And I can do whatever you need.
Well, it broke down to, like, say there was 100 logos on the sheet, and I think I paid like $2 a logo.
Yeah, that's about right.
For the different sizes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's about right.
If y'all willing to give it to me for $2 a logo or something like that, we could be doing some good business this year.
Yeah, I can do that.
Especially for the school. But anyways, we get back to the quick pro wrestling talk to wrap things up. I think it was a great week in pro wrestling. As you can hear, Mike makes t-shirts. So if you know Mike online, Mike makes custom t-shirts. Mike, give the people here, because you never know who's listening that might want a nice, beautiful t-shirt. For those of you who are watching right now, when you watch our podcast visual, Mike, give a quick gander to the beauty of that t-shirt that you're wearing to show them your quality work. That's a beautiful shirt. That's a beautiful shirt right there. Picture that on your body, or something that you love that Mike can design for you.
Well, they can get a hold of me through Facebook. I'm going to be reopening my company's page about probably mid-September. I'm still playing with the machine, getting it down. It's not complicated, but it deals with a lot of vectorized images and PDFs.
Oh, okay.
So no more JPEGs and no more PNGs. It's all vector. And I just learned how to, in Illustrator. I have Adobe Illustrator. I can take a JPEG, drop it in, and vectorize it. And then I can put it in my cut software, and it does cut lines.
Wow. Well, there we go. So anybody who knows, he is Mike King. There's a million of them online. So you're going to have to find the right Mike King. Ha, 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 ha. So anyways, I look forward to next week. I'm going to watch me some SmackDown, because I'm hearing that it is the show to watch. And with that being
right now it is. Right now it is, yeah.
With that being it, to me, it's been the show to watch all along for the past year.
Well, he's pulling. He's pulling out all the stops. Plus, he's got Paul Heyman helping him.
Yeah.
Things are about to get interesting. AEW should be nervous, because.
Well, I think if anything, it's not make them nervous, but what they could do is utilize what you signed, so that we can have a competitive, we can have a legit, incredible week of pro wrestling.
But the worst thing that could have happened to AEW was Vince McMahon stepping down.
Yeah. Well, see, I get it, but I don't get it. And I'll go. I mean, I keep it at this, and I believe this. I believe competition is good for pro wrestling.
I've never said it wasn't.
And at the same time, as long as they look to keep the programs not on the same nights and let wrestling fans indulge in product,
Agreed.
what the hell should it really matter? The whole thing, and I understand your gripe, AEW doesn't understand what they're doing with the talent they have. But if they did understand what they were doing with said talent, I believe you would be like, dude, I enjoyed Wednesday night. They have me captivated. They're doing some cool stuff with some of the talent.
There's some of the stuff that I do enjoy watching. I enjoy watching the. I am invested in the Miro Black storyline. I was invested in Wardlow and MJF. I could care less about CM Punk. To me, he's like, it was great he came back after 7 years, but that's it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because they oversaturated the TV program with Punk. Every week he was coming out and starting. Punk this, Punk that, Punk this, Punk that. I'm done. I don't give two shits about him anymore. But after hearing what he has to say, he's a Karen.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of cool that Miro's promo last night with the Julia Hart came out. I almost thought for a second that Miro was going House of Black.
You're gonna see Lana come in.
Okay, good.
It's
There's only one woman that touches me. I thought
that was good. That was good.
And I thought Lana was coming in right there with like a mafia kick to just a boom. You know,
Miro to me, even when he was Rusev, he's always been talented.
Yeah.
Like the same thing with Cesaro. I think if the right people were writing for Cesaro, he would have been on the moon a long time ago.
Forbes, we're about to call it a night, buddy. I'll catch you next week.
At midnight.
Yeah, at midnight. All right. With that being said, we'll call this a wrap. We didn't talk any crap.
No, we didn't shit on anybody. Too bad Forbes didn't come on earlier. I needed to shit on somebody.
And we'll see you all next week for the APOC, for the BBB. We shall see you next week.
Peace.